Hello, Michelle Earley here with Magnolia School of Real Estate in Southwest Florida. As the owner and instructor, I'm so excited today to share with you the 10 things that you need to know about the Florida Real Estate exam in 2022. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Number one, you can take the test at home or in the testing center. As of about August of 2020, the DBPR decided to let students take the test at home versus going into the Pearson VUE Testing Center. So in order to do that, the proctor watches you on camera from your laptop or your computer. And so there are some pros and cons, of course, from taking it at home or taking it in the testing center. I will tell you that I track the pass rate very, very closely to see if one is better than the other. And as far as 2022 goes, right now the pass rate's about the same. So we have no evidence that taking it in the testing center versus taking it at home is better. The pros and cons would be more of a personal choice. So let's look at some of the pros and cons of taking it at home versus the testing center. If you take it at home with the proctor watching you on camera, you cannot get up. I would consider that kind of a con. If you have to use the restroom or your dog is barking or someone's pounding on your door, you just can't get out of your seat. So if you take it in the testing center, you would just simply raise your hand and say, I need to come out and take a break, use the restroom. Of course, you can't go to your locker or you can't go to your car or anything like that, but you can use the restroom, put some water on your face. I think I took 3 breaks with my sales associates test. Your mind sometimes needs a break. So at home, you wouldn't be able to do that. The second thing that I would consider, or the thing that I would consider a pro taking it at home, is that you wouldn't have to wear a mask. So if you took it in the testing center, you have the mask there while you're taking it. Something else, if you take it in the testing center, you're going to have a board where you're able to write, and you'll be able to use your own calculator. If you take it at home, you will have to use the calculator on the computer and write on the computer. So there's just some quick things about taking it at home versus the testing center. Please call the school, 941-201-9762. You'll reach me or my office manager, Jeannie, and you can ask us any other questions that you have. There's so much more information about taking it at home versus taking it in the testing center, but that's just a quick snippet, and we'll go right on to number 2. There's a booklet that lists every topic asked on the state exam, just that sentence alone. And it also lists how many questions come from every chapter. So it's called the Candidate Information Booklet for the Real Estate Sales Associate exam. So that booklet, all you have to do is Google it. It'll pop right up. It tells you every single topic asked on the state exam. Amazing, amazing thing to help you study. And even better than that, it tells you how many questions come from every chapter. So no matter how many times you take the test, there's always going to be 1 point from chapter 1, 6 points from chapter 2, 2 points from chapter 3, 7 points from chapter 4. Chapters 5 and 11 have 12 points. And just between chapter 12 and 13 alone is 13 questions. Mortgage is the highest asked topic on the state exam. And another interesting little fact, the chapter that takes the most points statistically is chapter 11. So make sure you go in there and you know contracts, which is chapter 11, like the back of your hand. Because statistically, if you're going to give points, it's going to come from chapter 11. After that, it's going to be chapter 2. So just kind of keep that in mind. But again, Candidate Information Booklet tells you all of the topics and how many points come from every chapter. Chapter 1, 15, and 19 only have 1 point. So this is all about a numbers game. You need 75 points, so you're not going to focus on those 3 chapters to start your studying. There are 49 points that come from 5 chapters alone. Chapters 5, 11, 12, 8, and 16. Just those 5 chapters, 49 points. You can see that at the Candidate Information Booklet. Just Google it, it'll pop right up. It's a PDF. Number 3, there are 103 questions, but you're only graded on 100. There are people at the testing center that are telling people that are taking the real estate exam, oh, don't worry about the last 3. Those are not real. Oh, they're real. And there's been many emails, the fact that they are real, put out. So make sure when you get to number 101 that you know that that is a real question, and so are the next 3. Because if the DBPR was trying to find 3 more questions to widen their bank, which is what they're doing, they're not going to put it at the end because they know you wouldn't give it any good attention. So Remember, if you get to 101, make sure you give that the same importance as you did question number 1. So 103, but you're only graded on 100. Okay, next one. The state exam contains 30% vocab, 70% application based. So here's some quick examples of the questions in my experience that you just need to know the actual definition. Leverage, constructive notice, covenant of season. What's another one? Riparian rights. Those are 4 questions, and in my experience, every person has on every test, but you're not going to have to apply information like you would with like a joint tenancy or lead-based paint. Those questions are just going to be vocab. When you take the state exam, you're going to be able to mark questions for review and revisit those questions whenever you like. So let's say you're not sure about number 1, which, by the way, the first 4 questions they say are the hardest. So keep that in mind. They're trying to throw you off your game. So let's say you don't know number 1, but you mark B. Well, you're not certain it's B, but you don't want to have to remember to come back. So all you do is you hit review. And at any moment, you can hit another button that says see my reviews, and it'll show you want to look at number 2, 7, 9, 12, because then you can click it and go right back to that question so that you can give it that attention and maybe sometimes when you get to another question, it reminds you of that question's answer. So you can toggle back and forth really freely with this test. So more people are taking the exam in the past 10 years than ever. I mean, look at this market. It's amazing. And so the pass rate is also lower. So I personally have been tracking the pass rate for about 5 years. When I first started tracking the pass rate, it was around 50%, sometimes 51%, meaning, if 100 people take it, 50 people pass it the first time. Well, it is down to 46%. So the pass rate is lower than it's been because they have to make the test a little bit more difficult because they can't have this market just saturated real estate agents. So what I would say to you is if you want this, go get it. Study for that test and pass it. There are only between 5 and 11 math questions on every state exam. Most people have 7, and let me tell you what, people get crazy about the math. They spend 90% studying for something that's only 7% of the test. You're going to have 3 commission questions. You're going to have 1 divided by question. That's what I call it. It's that weird in the north half, the south half. Oh, it's such an easy question once you see how to do it. So that's 4. You're going to have either the bins or the lots. All these weird things I'm saying. If you purchase the cram course, you'll see it there, or just watch more videos. They're coming in, and I'll explain it all. You're going to 3 commission, 1 divided by the bins or the lots. You're going to have a discount point question, and you're going to have a street paving question. That's pretty much usually where it's at. Now there's some weird mills stuff that's out there. There's some couple mortgage things, but as a general rule, most people call me and say, oh, the math wasn't that bad. We covered it all. The math wasn't that bad. So keep that in mind. Don't spend 90% studying for something that's probably only 7% of your test. Not every state exam is the same. However, the material is always the same. People get very weird, say, well, their state exam was different than my state exam. Absolutely, but the idea is they had a due on sale clause question. You had an acceleration clause question. They had an index question. You had a margin question. And so, they had a title theory state question. I had a lien theory state question. So all 3 of those things that I just said are in the same topic. They just ask it different ways. So you're gonna, if you study the right material, which is what this is really all about, if you study the right material, it doesn't matter which state exam you get because you understand all the material that's asked. This isn't one of the slides. I believe this one is coming up, but I think it's the next one. Studying the right material is what it's all about. And you say, well, I don't know what the right material is. When you're watching all these YouTube videos, which I do, I watch all these YouTube videos. I've seen every YouTube video out there. And I sit back sometimes and I just laugh a little bit because people live in California and they're making a Florida pass the state exam question and they just picked up some book and they're grabbing questions. That is not the right material. You want to find, first off, the candidate information booklet tells you the right material because it tells you every topic that's asked. and how many points come from every chapter. But you want to find and read reviews where you see at that school or at that, that whatever it is that you're looking at to purchase or to use, that the reviews say, I pass, I pass, I pass, because then that means you're studying the right material. Here at Magnolia, I track our pass rate. It's very informal. I only am able to track the in-person classes because those are the people that I can see and we talk and I know when their test is, but we're at 92% for that. And I see other people saying their pass rate and they don't even live in the state. So studying the right material, oh, it's so important. All right, let's do the next one. And here it is. You cannot overstudy for the state exam. The 3 keys to passing are study the right material, spend the time, and be engaged. You could go at this and spend 10 hours a day. I think when I was doing my instructor's exam, I was like 10 hours a day for 3 months. And then I thought, well, this test is easy. Of course it was easy. You cannot overstudy. So let's look at the very last one. And this is the one where you say, oh, she's trying to sell me something. Absolutely, I'm trying to sell you something because you see, when you get your real estate license and you list $1 million house, you are not going to do that for free. Let's say you list it and you bring the buyer. That's $60,000. So that is what your career is. My career is helping people pass the real estate exam. So let me show you what I have for you. Magnolia School of Real Estate offers an online cram course. It's $49, covers all the topics asked in the state exam, and it's helped thousands of students to pass the state exam. Please, please go read the reviews on Google. Don't pay me $49 until you read the reviews on Google. And furthermore, if you find that that $49 course did not cover the state exam topics, call me and I will give you your money back, because that's how certain that I am that it will. Because I've spent a billion, literally it feels like a billion hours researching the actual material on the state exam. And you're going to see it at that cram course, and there's videos and practice tests. One of the practice tests, I spent 4 years putting that together with billions of, again, with B hours. So anyway, I wish you the very, very best success. Call the school if you want to talk about the state exam. Again, you're going to get me or my office manager. My name's Michelle Earley. Again, I'm the owner and instructor, and I'm just so excited about being a small part of you starting this amazing, amazing new career in real estate. Best of luck to you, and good wishes. Bye-bye.